We're not on air yet, are we?
Oh, yeah.
Are we on air?
Oh, yeah. I forgot to tell you. We started
We've
the
already
show.
started the show?
Yeah, we started the show.
I see the dog moving.
Nice. All right. Well, should we do an introduction? Or just...
Shit.
We've been 3 minutes into the show.
minutes,
Can we put out that one part where I spelled out that word for me, please? Let's not put that one in there.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 23 of the Somewhat Tipsy Podcast.
The first one of the 2025.
Holy shit, it's a new year.
It is a new year.
Uh-huh. I left my Christmas hat in the studio, and I was like, you know what? I'm going for it.
Says Eagles.
It does. Go Birds. We're
So
Super Bowl
after
bound.
Christmas, after New Year's, you're wearing the hat.
It was in the studio. I don't know. I just figured, why not?
One more time. And this is it. After this show, it's done. You'll put the Christmas hat away until next year. All right, you bring it out in July. How about Christmas in July?
All right, I can do
Around
Christmas in July.
You can bring it in again, yeah.
All right. I can
You gotta
settle
wear
on
your
Christmas
Santa
in July.
bathrobe in here, too, when you do it, all right? The Santa bathrobe.
Do you not remember when I was sick and I brought in the leopard?
Yeah, I boycotted that show.
It has a hood on it. It has it's like a Snuggie kind of. It's like a leopard Snuggie.
I have one of those.
They're amazing.
That
the
is
sleeves
scary.
and it's
Yeah.
got the, yeah.
I haven't used it. We live in Florida, so.
Oh God, I was sick. The one I had pneumonia, and
Shit.
I came here. We filmed, but I was in my Snuggie.
Got a
His
mask over
tissues
there.
and his
I was
microwave.
comfy. It doesn't matter. I was comfy.
I'll tell you. You throw me some Uggies or Uggs.
Uggies? Are you wearing Uggies?
I do not call them Uggies.
Give me my Uggies and chalky milk.
I was
Do you wear Uggies, bud?
Shit.
Uggy or
Fuck.
I give up. Uggs and Snuggies.
Do you have
I'm
Uggs
done.
for real?
Yeah.
Guy, that's a girl thing.
I don't
No.
even own Uggs.
Uggs?
Listen,
All right.
dudes
Male
do
Uggs.
not
Yeah,
own-
they do.
You have
Oh, no,
Uggs?
they do, but they're like, they almost look like Birkenstocks.
You have Uggs.
I do not have Uggs.
No.
You have Uggs.
I mean,
I got
I've had
rip-off
Uggs.
Did you buy them in the
from
women's
Walmart.
section or the men's section?
Dude, I've been buying Uggs in the men's section since I was like 15.
It's like a weird way
Now,
to
just
say I
because
have
there's
money.
a rainbow does not mean it's the men's section they're pumping.
Remember, I grew up in Jersey. It's cold up there.
You also grew up in Key West. That's where you got your Uggs
yeah, it
from,
wasn't
princess.
cold there. Look,
US.
I will bring them in, and you can try them on. It is heaven on your feet. Uggs
I just
are the
think about
most
my
comfy
feet
shoe.
sweating.
I wear socks.
Socks.
I don't like that my feet smell, so if I don't wear socks in there, I have to throw them away after like 2 weeks and buy a whole new pair.
Dude, the moist foot inside the Uggs is crazy.
Yeah, no, I don't want any part of that. Throw some socks on, I'm good to go.
Yeah, are they good to go today? Nah.
All right, so did everybody jump on the I'm going to the gym after the first of the year?
I am gonna go back.
I've been going to the gym.
I know you have.
I have been going to the gym. Eating right, eating healthy. Going to
Very
the gym.
true.
I've been doing it.
Hey,
Not drinking
he is
anymore.
doing well.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, he
He's
is.
doing
I'm
so
gonna lose
good.
it. I'm gonna lose it. No AI needed to make this look good. No AI needed.
I wake up like
coming.
this.
It's a little program and a little dieting. That's all it takes.
But you run Gold's Gym.
Yes, sir.
And what is? Are you seeing? You're seeing an influx, I'm sure of.
Oh,
New year, new
New Year,
me.
new me
Everyone's
is-
coming in that hasn't
yeah.
been in 6, 8, 10 months,
I'm
and
dialing phone appointments, all that. It's crazy. Everybody wants to come in and just, it's like the whole year, fuck that. But, then we come in, the beginning of the year, and they're just like, all right, now I want to get back
summer
into
bod.
it. I want to spend the money I've been saving up all year. I want to get back into it, get on a program, and then we do everything. First things first, we break their body fat down, everything along their nutrition.
Is it like January 1st they come flying in? Like 2 days ago they came flying in the door?
Yeah.
Like literally, Happy New Year. We're going to the gym tomorrow, 8 a.m.
So what we do is like every January 3rd is we have like a vendor party where we have a bunch of companies come in, chiropractic, supplement places, or a bunch of companies, vitamin shop. We work together, and it's kind of like we kind of get them in there, show them how it works, and they get to see like a plethora of like support systems where like they can get supplements, nutrition, workouts, personal training, yoga, all that, and then that's
So it's
what
like a
kinda-
fair type thing. Or
A fucking fair,
I
a
would say
fitness fair.
Fitness fair, yeah.
It's
I mean,
a
that's what it
it's a
is.
fitness fair.
Remember
Yeah.
back to school? You went back
Who
to
wants
school and they had
get
all the little
fat ass
fairs.
this year?
Yeah, who wants to?
If you want a fat ass, you go to that lady over there.
Yeah.
If you want golden teeth, you go to that lady over there. And you want a gym membership, go see Todd.
Anybody want a happy ending? We go over here,
Free massages in the ladies' room.
Yeah, we got a curtain up, but we'll pull it back.
So how long does this usually last, though?
Like the volume.
The volume where new me, new year. I'm working out. I'm going to the gym every day. I'm going to lose weight. Is this like 2 weeks and it falls? Do you see it like February, March, or is it?
Oh,
I mean, it obviously falls.
That wave rides for a good couple months. Kind of slows down a little bit. March picks back up mid-year, and then I feel like it just leads back up into that holiday, Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving era.
So you think it has to do with the seasons a little bit? Like,
Yeah.
it's colder out. People aren't wearing the bathing suit, but I got to wear a bathing suit in March.
Yeah,
I'm
so
going on spring break. I'm going
summer. People want that summer body, so they're like, shit, I need to get back in shape. They kind of it's.
Do you guys raise prices? I gotta ask.
We don't raise prices, but
So if I get a membership in October and I get a membership January 2nd, it's the same price.
I'm gonna get you in there for free, brother.
You've been saying
Nice.
that.
I'll get you in
I
there
think
for
it's
free.
Said I
more
have water
of like,
bottles.
I mean, from what I've seen on like social media and things like that, it's more of like they run sales. Like I know for like, cause I get talked about it every single day. But
So join a membership, bring your girlfriend and your wife, and we'll give you a discount.
exactly.
I like that.
But it was like
We
I
have
know they
an
were doing
FAO.
a bunch of like 12 days of fitness and things like that, and like it was like free body scans and it was like half off smoothies and
Like
protein
yoga on the
shakes and-
rooftop, things like that.
Yeah,
Like workouts
it
on
was
the
like little
rooftop.
things like that, and then I know it was like a certain percentage down, and then it was like you didn't have to pay the rest or
Yeah.
like beginning until like the beginning of the year and things like that.
What
so.
we do is like we run deals based off of the, like I said, check-in. So it's like we have so many people paying this much a month, and then we run a deal to where we don't lose money. It adds up the same, but they think not think they're getting a deal, but they're definitely getting a deal. It's just prolonged. We just postpone payments. It's like, hey, sign up, January 1st, and then you won't pay the next bill until February 31st. And
Basically getting a free month or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's-
Yeah.
it's like a free
and then
month.
the regular payment kicks in place. They're like, oh shit.
And then
all right.
October we do an assessment. It's $99.
Yeah. No, I never really charge people, man. Like if they really want to genuinely know, because that's something that's on the inside. You have to go to a doctor. You go to the gym for months and you don't see results. You're like, shit, there's no light at the end of the tunnel. But we do this body fat and we break it down. You get to see the results on the inside. So it gives them a sense of reassurance to, like, oh shit, I'll keep going. Maybe I do need, and then maybe they don't have results, and then that's when the shit, I might need a coach comes in.
Now, did the gym rats get mad about this time? The ones in there every day with the water bottle, the book bag, the little spaghetti strap men's shirt that they wear,
Yeah.
the sweatpants, and their legs are not quite as big as their arms.
Dude.
Yeah.
Those guys, are they mad right now that like
They know
people
what's
like me are coming in for
They
2
know
months, but they're
what's
like, that's
coming.
my weight bench.
Yeah,
At
dude.
5 o'clock every morning, it's mine.
Oh shit. No, they're
We have lids for children cups if you need one.
Yeah, you want a straw?
Yeah, let me get that. But no, I mean they're not really. We kind of steer away from that demographic. There's not really like the douchebag vibes. I mean, there's guys in there that's like, hey man, I'm still on that, but they're not really. We try to steer away from that like negative vibe. The gym is actually really like opening and supportive. But we do have a few douchebags.
Everywhere.
Hey, but
Everywhere.
it's cool,
It's like every gym though.
I've had this
Yeah.
bench at 5:30 for the last 7 years. Like,
Okay,
Well, I got
and
I got
alright, and
I got a
And?
guy in there, man. He's like fucking. I think he's like 80 years old, but he's ripped, dude. He's like an old vet, and he'll just like put a backpack here, a hoodie here, fucking a shoe here, and he's like, yeah, I'm on that. It's like a shoe there. I'm like, bro, come on, like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, dude, like you're ripped. Let me get ripped. Save some pussy for me. Shit.
Now I have a question for you. I had a buddy that used to hang out all the time. We don't live in the same state anymore, but he was a big gym guy.
Yeah.
And this was at a point where I wasn't into the gym at that point. Like I was letting myself go and I didn't care. I was
are you
happy
in the
about
gym
it.
now?
I haven't been since surgery, but I have lost 10 pounds, so I'm getting
New
there.
year, new me. Let's
It
go to the gym.
is, yeah.
Here we
10
go.
pounds is 10 pounds.
Yeah, I was able to cut out 10, but I sitting at the bar with my buddy, and he goes to the gym like twice a day. It's insane.
Yeah.
But he loves it. It's his thing.
2 days.
Yeah.
Shit.
I mean, I hated them in football. I didn't want to do it for fun.
You right? Yeah.
But we're sitting at the bar and we're pounding down shots, and he looks at his phone and he's like, shit. I was like, yeah, I gotta go. I'm like,
Whoa.
what are you
Where?
doing?
Where you going?
He's like, I gotta go to the gym. And I'm like, what? And
What?
he's like, yeah, 24-hour gym. It's like midnight. We have been drinking for 5 hours.
And he was drinking.
Oh yeah, he was more tuned up than I was, if you believe that.
And his alarm went off. Not, hey, I gotta go home with my girlfriend, my wife.
Yeah,
my
he had to go
kids.
to the
I gotta go
gym.
to the gym.
So
That's the guy. I pick things up and I put them down.
I'm sitting there and I'm
I
like,
told you about that one time, right?
sitting there. I'm like, I have to go. He's like, what? I'm like, I have to go with you. He's like, oh, you want to go to the gym? That's awesome. I'm like, no, I want to watch.
Yeah, like what?
Like,
do
I'm just going to go watch you
right
drunk
there.
watch. Yeah,
Did you
and
take
work
your
out.
6-pack of Bud Light and go sit right there and watch?
I went. I didn't bring anything in, but I did sit and watch.
Did you actually go?
Yeah.
You
I
drink-
was curious.
You had your flask sitting in the front desk.
It's the
Well,
camel
Water
bag.
bottle filled with
All right.
vodka.
Front- No,
Yes.
the
Hey,
fucking-
you got
the
a
camo
You
bag.
got a remote. Can you put TV 32 on Jerry Springer for me?
Yeah.
Right?
Me.
So there's a bar called Don's Place, literally right next door.
Oh.
So
That's why you went to the gym.
Like, why not? If I needed one, I could go back over real quick
It
and show
should be
back
called.
up.
It should be called Jim's Place.
Shit, we were drinking all night not too long ago, and
I told him about that.
yeah, we stayed up all night, and I was like, shit, man, I work at like 30
We
minutes.
went on a run.
I was
We went on a run that morning, and it was like one of those days where it was like I just wanted to come home and just take a shot, slam a couple to be fact. And we're sitting there, and we plan on all going on this run, and it was, mind you, my first time going, and I'm like, fuck it, like let's do it. It's like 3 a.m. in the morning. I said, what time you gotta be there? They're like 4. I'm like, oh, no sleep, off work.
So you take a shot, go put on your yoga pants.
So
and
I
your
literally went and put on like it was like 47 degrees outside, and I was like, oh, I just know how, like, it's gonna hurt when I run, like already. Like
Fucking cheeks all red and shit.
I don't remember the last time that like I ran, like I go to the gym, I like work out this, that, and the fourth, but it's like the last time I like ran like that, like probably was high school soccer. Like so for real. And then we're sitting there, and it's like vodka and fruit punch, and I'm looking at both of them, and I'm like, why not? So we get there, we do the run. I think it takes us like what, 10 minutes to do, or like 13 minutes to do like a mile.
Like
Because
16.
we're like coasting. It's cold, it's cold as fuck. Like my cheeks are red. Like I can't, like I did track, so it's like I know how to breathe when it comes to running, and like my nose was so like runny that I couldn't do it. So I was like stopping and having to take like deep breaths. I was
I'm
like,
snitching. She threw up.
I did. We went back.
I look back. She's
we
like
went
a
back
half
to
mile
do
behind me.
We went back, and then like I was cool, like it was fine, whatever. And then we get back inside, and it's like going from cold to like heat completely threw off the system. I was like, I'll be right back, guys. Was in the bathroom for 30 minutes.
I would have been behind you holding one of those stereos running, playing playing the Rocky song or something while you're running.
Well, because we got so after the run, we had finished up and we came back
We
to the
came for a
gym.
hit, like a hit workout.
And we opened up the gym, and it was like fucking 5 a.m. And we went straight into the train room, and we started doing all these functional
Burpees,
workouts.
like ropes,
Yeah.
like
And she's like, I
push-ups.
look over, and she's like,
I'm chugging a water. I'm like, I'll be back.
dude, it kills me because I know she's flustered. Her cheeks all red.
They always get red.
She's like,
They always
she's like,
get
I'll be back.
And I threw it vodka. That was all I had in my stomach. I threw it vodka and I threw it fruit punch.
So bartending at nights and then going to the gym at 5 a.m. Is that
You
something
gotta do what you gotta do.
every weekend?
Not every weekend. There's days where I'm like, fuck it, like ain't gotta be me today.
That's the hardest thing for me is working in the hospitality business
It is so hard to fit it
and
into your
going
schedule.
to fitting in the schedule. Like, I don't know how people do. I mean, you could never do 2 days. I think that someone needs to write a program for
Right.
bartenders or hospitality because you
Right.
cannot do 2 a days.
Just
literally
close at 9.
impossible.
It's not hard.
Well, no, it's not hard, but like
You're not in the hospitality business
it's
anymore.
a late crowd.
You're a 9 to 9.
It's a late crowd in this area. Like for instance, like we don't go out till like 11:30.
Oh,
It's like 11:30 to like 2 a.m. and there's
See-
always up after parties.
I'm gonna agree with them. I don't go out like if I go out, I don't go out till 11.
I will say this time, like the whole time change thing, like fucked us up because I'd be like getting ready thinking it's like 9 p.m. and I'm like sitting there curling my hair and I'm like, it's 6 fucking o'clock. I got 4 hours before we're headed out the door.
I mean, granted, like back, go back like to the Key West days. I mean, we were open till 4 a.m.
Yeah.
So we were open
Damn.
till 4. Last call
Damn.
at 3:55.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So, and then, we'd drink on shift. It was a great time. So we'd have drinks during, after, a little party, everyone just having a good
Yeah.
time. And then if this was a weekday at 8 a.m., the beer guy would be there. So I'd have to take in beer orders and liquor orders
me
and
put the
shit
keg
like
in
that.
the wall.
How many
in.
times did you stay?
So many times. More than I should have.
Like you closed at 4, you had a couple beers, you're like it's 6:30. I'm just gonna wait for him to get here.
Yeah, I did that a lot.
He comes drop off the beer, and then you go home at like 9:30 and go to bed.
Well, I lived above the bar. My
Oh,
apartment was
shit.
above the
So
bar.
You were like, might as
Yeah.
well.
I'll never forget one time I ended up, bringing a chick home from the night before.
What do you mean bring her home? You brought her upstairs.
Well, yeah, it was still
You don't bring a
home.
girl home.
Brought her a lot
You
closer.
You brought her home to the workplace and then
Don't-
showed it to your
hey,
bedroom.
you want to go to my house? Don't worry, I'm not driving. There's the door.
So the drivers knew where my door was to knock on it and wake me up.
Yeah.
Like if I just happened to not be there, they knew I
Yeah.
closed, and they would just knock. I get this knock on the door. Knock, knock, knock. He's pounding like he's the cops. I'm like, I don't know what's happening. So I just roll over. I'm like, I'm coming. I open the door,
Hungover as fuck.
and he looks at me and goes, what the fuck? I'm like, me what the fuck? You what the fuck? It's like, put clothes on. I was like, oh, shit, my bad.
You stand there naked.
Naked, butt ass naked.
What a sight to see.
You didn't even freaking realize it.
Had no idea.
And there's a girl naked in your bed.
Yeah, she was sleeping.
And then you're like, I'm going to get some beer. I'll be right back.
I threw some shorts on and I went and
You know, I can see you with boxers, a robe, and like boots, your Ugg boots on. And you go
Uggies.
down
Uggies.
Sorry, your Uggy boots.
Uggies.
And you let them in, and then you go right back up and stand there with a Bud Light at 8:35 in the morning.
What's up, brother?
I mean, I'm not saying it never happened.
Wasn't
Maybe
it
a
good
few
times,
times.
good times.
Oh, God, it was great. You
How
figure
long
out-
did you live above the bar?
2 years?
Damn, that's more than
Was
I
that
would like.
was that part of like the deal?
Yeah, that was part of my deal with them. I lived for free above the bar.
As long as you ran it.
Risky?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's
But
good
you got
shit.
paid. You got
Like,
paid too.
Well, yeah, I got paid too.
Are they hiring?
This is in Key West.
You know, actually, they just reopened, so they might be.
Oh yeah, I heard Irma took them out, bro. Like bad.
So
Was it
Irma-
Ian or was it Irma?
So Irma hit Key West. I can't remember how bad Key West got hit with them. Was it Irma was the left one?
Ian.
No.
Ian
Yeah,
caused all the
Ian,
Ian was all the flooding and the storm surge and
Yeah.
everything like that.
Ian was something else.
Well, yeah, they just so the Alamo might be hiring. I don't know.
Would you go back?
No, I mean, dude, I close at 9. I'm in
He's
bed
like,
by
absolutely
10:30,
fucking
man.
not. Never again in my entire life.
No.
Close at 9.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
How do you make
After
money?
party.
Oh, we're busy all day.
Well, it
See,
is
I'm
Key-
restaurant,
well,
though.
I was gonna say
He's
it is like a
restaurant.
restaurant.
Yeah, I'm
so
restaurant.
it's like that makes
now,
sense.
Key West was bar,
Yeah.
but around here, I'm restaurant. So we're
No, I've never been to Key West. No, I've heard that they have key lime
Fire.
pie, very fire down
so
there.
good.
Kermit's. Love it.
I was just about
Hey,
to say
Kermit.
Kermit.
So good.
Kermit's is
Let's
so
put
good.
together a Key West trip. Seriously.
I mean, I would love to.
do you want to do? Our question is: do you
Who's
want to
driving
Do you
is
want to
my
drive down,
question.
or do you want to fly down, or do you want to take the boat down?
So
You know, we can take the Sarasota. You take the boat to the
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can.
But did you know for $184,
Bahamas.
you can fly out of Sanford to Key West?
But you
Yes.
can only fly
Round
on like
trip.
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yep. It's because it's
Yeah.
not like international
only
flights.
Sunday
it's only
and Thursday.
domestic.
Is it Sunday and Thursday?
Sunday and Thursday.
Yep.
But you
so
could
can you go either
technically-
way.
Yeah. You could fly down Thursday morning and fly back Thursday night for $184.
No, Thursday to Thursday.
You could do that too.
Thursday to Sunday.
Yeah, you could do.
Yeah, it's like a whole weekend.
They fly both days.
I'm
So
saying
however
we'll
you
fly
wanna-
Thursday and come back on Sunday. Let's get a group together.
All right.
It's a group.
What's a group trip?
Right here.
Sign me up.
And
Yeah,
we'll stay
all right.
above your bar.
So
But I'm gonna
here's
need
the
you- I'm gonna
thing.
need you to
I don't
get
think they'll
Airbnb
just let me
out
take
now.
over
We're all
the
gonna
apartment
stay
I'm
there.
gonna
again.
say, well,
Hey.
it might just be Airbnb'd out, so you never know.
If we're all gonna stay there, we need you to keep your clothes on. All right. I do not want to get beer at 8 in the morning and you're walking around.
I cannot.
your
I cannot
with your
promise that.
Uggies
My
on.
Uggies.
Uggies in your snuggie.
We should fly past the Bermuda Triangle and just see what happens. Just and spin back.
Yeah, 'cause
No.
He's like, no.
No.
I'm
I'm good
good.
on a direct
You're
flight.
asking for a death
Not-
sentence. I think I'm
Not
straight.
12
Like,
decades later. Okay, I want to fly straight to Key West and fly straight back.
yeah.
Not come back in 1984. I think I was 6 back then. What the hell?
What's that one? What you like? It's like the show.
Yeah, there's a show where they
what's it
flew.
called?
I don't know.
Light? No, not
No.
life. What the hell I say life for?
The game?
Lost.
No.
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 That was a good show though.
There's-
Lost was really. But
did I say?
you know what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah. When
It's
they
like a blonde chick.
flew,
and like
and then
they
all of a
flew.
sudden
It's
they
like
come back.
Flight 747 or something like
Oh,
that. They like aged
yeah.
20 years. Like
oh
There's
God, I
twin-
love that
you know
show.
what show I'm talking about? It's like got
Yeah.
like the shadow
And
and
there's
stuff
twins.
like that.
One of the-
yes.
828, flight 828.
and the boy is like 12 and the girl or vice
Yeah,
versa
it's
is like
like
7.
seven.
Yeah.
But they're twins. When they left for the
And
vacation,
then when
they
they
were
got
twins.
back, it was like an hour for them.
But for them, it was the
Yeah, you
flight's
got me
delayed.
fucked
Got
up.
back
I'm
an
not
hour
doing
late.
that.
Yeah. Hey, listen, this trip he's not invited. All right, go pick things up and put them down. All right, you're not invited.
Fuck. Jeez.
But I mean, if we do go down, we'll have to hit up the Fury, do a sunset cruise, do a little commotion
Dude,
on
let's
the
do it.
ocean.
Let's put together like a somewhat tipsy Key West trip.
We could sell
We all
tickets.
getting fucked
New Year,
up.
new me.
We could sell tickets.
telling
Tipsy
you.
Tripsy.
Maybe we do a bus and we charter
You
a
got me
bus
No.
and then we sell tickets.
No, but here's the problem
We
with the
all
bus. Here's the
shit
problem
in
with
the
the bus.
same bathroom if we
Here's
all
the-
go on the bus. It's a
We all
6
shit in the
hour
same bathroom
it's
in the
a 6-hour
plane?
drive
The first thing.
Just
over
hold
all
it.
the way.
Poo before we go.
Let's get off the poo subject.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the Uggs. You bus or flight?
I-
Flight, you're there in like what, 30 minutes, hour?
You are, but it'd be easier to sell tickets with a bus. Everyone meets at the bus
But
location, and we have the hotels, everything kind of put together, and it's a full travel package.
You gotta park the bus driver, all that stuff.
Well, you hire the bus company, you pay them, they drive it.
I want to fly. I'll let you take the bus. I'll see you there. I'm going to leave 8 hours after you and be there 2 hours before you. And then when you leave, you're going to leave on Tuesday. I'm going to leave on Thursday and still be back home before you.
It's 6 hours. It's not far.
And a bus, it's more like 10.
No.
Buses take it slow. I will say, I did that whole Washington trip in 8th grade.
Oh,
How far is
Well,
it?
yeah, if you're taking
How
public
far do you think it-
transportation,
But
but
I'm
if you
saying-
take a private bus, they'll go
If you
I,
take
it
a
was
bus-
a
if you
private
take a
bus.
bus,
No, I'm
you
saying
know.
like 8th grade, bro. It was a thing in Florida. Every 8th grade student had the opportunity
If
to
you
go
take
to
a bus from
Washington,
Daytona
D.C.
Beach.
And it
to
was
Key
like
West.
on a typical day, I think it's like what, a 14-hour drive to Washington, D.C. So like Virginia, it took us 22 hours. It was an overnight bus drive.
Jesus.
We got there in the morning at like 6 a.m., drove, got there like literally like the following day at 4 p.m.
All right. Did the bus take the Beltway or no?
15 hours,
I mean,
dude.
I couldn't tell you. I was 14, so.
Bro, 15 and a half hours to get to Key West.
That's a lot longer than I thought
That's
it was.
what I'm saying.
Shit.
I'm not sure what we're talking about. This
Aren't
whole
we more
6
south than that?
We can drive on that red
I
part,
used to
or
like every
is
time I
that
went to the
boat?
Keys,
That's
I
boat
always say to
travel.
Homasas or however you say
Bus.
it.
It's travel by bus would be 15 and a half hours.
What about the
You got
last
me
red
effed
part?
up.
Do you realize you could leave on Tuesday? I'll leave on Thursday and I'll still beat you there? Flies out of Sanford. We land in Key West like an hour
6
later.
hours.
That's
7
what I'm saying. It's like
hours.
a 7-hour drive.
Okay.
That bridge is the
Bus
longest
is
drive
but
of your
a
life,
bus
though.
only is going to go like 65, 70 miles an hour.
I think we should just rent vans and whoever draws a short stick
As the driver.
is the driver.
You want to show up there in like 13 minivans, say free candy on the side? Absolutely not. What is wrong with flying? Flying cannot be that expensive.
would
How
say
much does it take? Like
it's really
150?
not.
No, the flights would be cheaper.
No, the flights are cheaper for sure because you have to pay
So
for the
tell
driver.
me why
you gotta pay
tell
for
me
the
why you guys are
company.
arguing with me to take a bus and a minivan that says free candy on the
I'd
side. We don't
fly
want to
in
take
a
flights.
heartbeat.
I don't know if you've ever been on a party bus with me, but it's fucking awesome.
You'd be
Party-
drunk by Sanford. Joe, by Cocoa, you'll be sleeping.
I put
By
together.
Miami, you'll have no clothes on, and I'm not about that.
What? It's just clothes.
With your Ugg boots on.
But no, I mean, having a trip down there would be awesome. I mean, it's just the day trip. I think is kind of cool with the flight because you leave at 7 a.m. and then you're back at 10 p.m. At least doing the day trip because staying down there is it's insane, cost wise.
I'd rather spend my money down there than driving a bus. You know
I
what bus
stayed in
would
a
be?
tiny home. Every time I went, I stayed in a tiny home for 6 people.
They are really.
No, they were. It was so dope.
Oh yeah.
What is a tiny home?
It's like okay, so it's like basically.
I'm going to say it's tiny.
Tiny.
No,
I got
it's
that part.
tiny, but like okay, so like family member wise, like there's 6 of us total. We were able to stay in a tiny home. I think it was like $100 a night to stay in this. It was like a whole like neighborhood of them, and they like basically Airbnb them out, and we had like a trundle, 2 bunk beds, and 2 full-size beds.
Okay.
And it
the
was
bathroom was what? A dumpster?
no, it really
A
wasn't.
bucket?
It was so nice. I have pictures with it on my Facebook actually.
Or like those.
Like-
I'll be at the
like-
the Hilton, the Marriott.
But
if
it
you
was the
need me.
coolest, and it was right on the beach, so I could walk down to like the beach. Keys doesn't really have a beach, but like that's where I got my scuba license.
Coral
That's where I
sand.
got everything, bro. Like, I kayaked off our front porch.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3 nights hotel.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Put it together.
All right.
Somewhat Tipsy Key West. We talk about it all the time.
We do.
We have
do.
friends down there that've been on the show.
Yeah.
We say the tatas.
Yeah. I think we just we sell tickets to it.
We'll sleep at your house above the bar.
I don't live there
You're
anymore.
gonna call them and
I
find out
don't
that
think I
house is-
could just take over to the
Do you
apartment.
know who owns it?
I do.
Let's call and see if that is a paper.
All right.
Come on.
I'll ask.
Is there a bathroom I can use really quick?
Tell me.
There
your
is.
Uggs.
Yeah, down the hall all the way to your right.
All right, awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that term in a while.
BRB. Now you're a bartender.
I am.
So what and you do the later nights. We're talking you're what, 3 a.m., 2 a.m.?
2 a.m. to like sometimes getting out of there by like 3-ish, which like you're in the industry, so you know.
Yeah.
Like,
For me, it's been a long time since I've either worked at a place that was open that late or been out that late.
yeah.
What's the, when I did it, I mean, we partied until, probably like an hour before closing. Like that's when it started to thin out.
Yeah.
But the crowd stayed.
Yeah, no, that is very true. Like, it's holiday season, New Year's just passed. So like it's like one of those things where it's like, a random Tuesday could randomly be like packed out. Everyone's like, I got, tax return. Like, like, you know what I mean? Everyone's like, I got money to spend.
Baby daddy's
like,
check came in.
Yeah. It's like, semester hasn't started yet. Like, I'm like, let's go get fucked up. And it's like literally like a random Tuesday or like a random Thursday where it's like you think like it's like, oh, like, holiday season and like beginning of the year, like, people are the whole like what is it, like dry drinking. You know what I'm talking about?
dry
like,
January.
Dry January, like things like you don't think you have a crowd, but you do.
Yeah.
You do.
Have you ever done dry January?
No. No.
Have you ever done dry January?
No, I don't think I have.
I just don't think that sounds.
I
good.
just like don't see the point in it because it's like if you're gonna stop after January, what was the point of stopping in general?
the new you, new me thing. I'm gonna stop
But
drinking
it's
for a
like-
month. I'm
I
gonna
did
stop.
dry February.
But it's
Why?
like one of those things where to me I'm like you're still gonna drink after
It's the
the
shortest
fact,
month.
and you're gonna
28 days.
I'm like you're gonna catch up at some point. You're like, oh well, I didn't drink all February. Let me slam 7 beers tonight.
So what do you feel about drinking at work?
Pick and choose. You have to you really do have to know your limit. Like
Yeah.
for myself, like I
You,
know
I believe everybody knows their limit.
they
I
do.
really
they,
think
they
that
just
90%.
don't want to trust it.
I would say 98% of people know their limit. I know my limit.
I know my limit.
And when I
like,
start getting
know,
that slight buzz, I know when to stop.
oh, I know to.
But people
let me
won't
get a cup
stop.
of water.
See, I couldn't stop.
See, like I think as a bartender, like there's the whole like I will point blank period say that like you sometimes do get a bigger tip on taking a shot with a group of people that
Absolutely.
are spending the money.
Yep.
And it's like I will take that one with that group, but 9 times out of 10 I'm pouring myself a water shot,
Yeah.
and they don't even know.
See, I'll go throughout the night and I'll drink sometimes 7, 8, 9 shots where a normal person would be a little buzzed.
Yeah.
But I do shot, water, shot,
Well, that's
water,
what I'm
water.
saying,
I mean,
like-
I go all night. I'll do 15, 20 shots in a night over a 10-hour period, let's say,
Yeah.
from like 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. or something like that, or 6 to 2. I'll do 10, 15 shots, but I'm drinking so much water in between, and there's
But
so much
also-
time lapse, it never has a chance to
Well,
do
that's what I think too. Like it's like a big thing too. Like you gotta like manage your time because like everybody knows you take 3 shots like back to back within like 10-minute spans of each other. You're gonna feel a buzz.
Oh yeah.
But you take 3 shots within an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah, you're not
You know,
gonna
you're
feel
not gonna feel it. But like as a bartender, like my max is like maybe 3. And I say like maybe 3 is because like I still want to be able to talk and like make my money.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sound like I'm jumbling over words, and I want to know how to make drinks that I'm making. Like it's simple as that. Like I don't want to be typing into Google and half the shit spelled wrong. If like the shot I don't know somebody asked for, I'm like I've never heard of that shit. Like let me look it up. Like I don't want to jumble. Like you know what I
Yeah.
mean. Like it's like more of like but I feel like a simple bar should have like a limit. Like, I don't think it's like a bad thing to take a shot with people. You know, it's like you do get a bigger tip.
I would just say ask, because then I can keep.
But
track.
it's like that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
ask. Like, even like.
And one
I mean,
shot.
if they're buying it, it's like, let me bring it in, even if I don't take it. Personally, like I said, like 9 times out of 10, I'm pouring myself a water shot.
Yeah.
But it's like for the experience, they want to take a shot with their bartender.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Yep. That's fun.
I'm taking water. Y'all are taking tequila. You would never know. I'll make the face and all.
It's like, damn, Bill, I took 12. Where you at?
I'm straight, brother.
See, like you said, you did like shot, water, shot. I would do shot Bud Light, shot Bud Light, shot Bud Light, shot Bud Light.
What's the term?
Shit. That would catch up with me
Beer
real
before
quick.
liquor makes you sicker. Liquor before
I
beer,
used to
you're
just
in the
like
clear.
throw them together. Like, let's just mix
was
the
it
shit.
Double
Bud
fist
Light? Was
in.
it Bud Light or Twisted Tea?
So I never liked the Jameson with the twisted tea as like a combination. The Jameson was always either by itself or with a Bud
What
Light.
was your shot go to?
Jameson.
Mine was a
Jameson
pickleback.
and a Bud Light.
Back.
Yeah. Or if I'm just having like, I really didn't consider twisted tea drinking for me.
Because you could have 37 of them.
Yeah, like I wouldn't.
Yeah, you wouldn't feel it until the next
Yeah.
morning.
Yeah,
You'd wake
so
up with a
it-
headache and be like, what the fuck?
And
Yeah.
diabetes.
But
Yeah,
like,
good old tequila for me.
you know, I would go so I would go and then I would just keep going. There was no slowing down. And I think one thing that actually kind of worked out in my favor, it was rare that I got sloppy drunk.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
falling over, that never
No,
really happened.
No, yeah.
I'd slur my words a little bit, but I could keep my composure because my body knew when it was bedtime.
Well, because you're probably drinking to have a good time.
Yeah.
You know? Some people drink, they're like, I'm drinking to get
Are
drunk.
you that one guy that
you
takes
know?
the shady bounce? Where you bounce out like when you know?
Every
I
time.
Irish goodbye every single time. I'm like, I'm ready for bed.
How many times have I Irish goodbyed you and I'm up in a hotel room?
Yes.
Yeah.
A couple times.
Every,
You don't even say goodbye. You just go.
I just leave.
Walking it right upstairs
Everyone's
home.
like,
I've done the shady bounce. Like I call it the shady bounce. Like I'll walk in at somebody's birthday party. I'm like, hey, good to see you. You do one little
Yeah.
shot out the back door. Like you don't even stop as you're talking to people. I've done it a couple times where literally, though I was in there a total of like 2.5 minutes. And the next day, like, how was it? It was great to see you. We had such a good time. They have no idea.
I'm like, you don't remember
Yeah.
that convo?
They have no idea that you were there. They think you were there for 3 hours.
Yeah. I got into a habit to where I never said bye to anybody.
Yeah.
Like I would be sitting there, I'm having a good time. We're, woo, let's go. And then my body's like, go to bed in 10 minutes. And I'm like, okay, gotta go.
And you're literally sleeping 10 minutes later.
Uh-huh.
Didn't tell nobody.
Nope, my body just knows
That's such a
that.
good habit, though.
Yeah, like my body's like, hey, you can't be around people right now. And it's
Or
like,
about
okay.
when you're drinking, you got to work the next day, and like you have an alarm set, and you wake up like 5 minutes before the fucking alarm.
Uh-huh.
And you're like,
Or
Son of a
3
bitch.
minutes after you were supposed to be
Yeah.
there.
Dude.
or you sleep through the alarm and just you're 2 hours late.
Like,
Yeah, so sick today.
Sprained my ankle.
Yeah, but if you're gonna call into work and say you're 6 day, don't let me go on your Snapchat. And see you
yeah,
out
no,
drinking.
literally. Like,
That's my
I know
favorite.
so many
I
friends
have
that do
had
that all
so
the time.
many bartenders and staff call. I'm not feeling good. I don't think I'm gonna make it today. As they're talking, I'm like, really? Well, your 24-hour story says you were at McDitton's, anything with an MC in it. You were there last night.
Yeah.
So do you want to tell me you're sick or you're hungover, or do you want to still have a job? I'm
And
hungover.
it's like you look at them
Good
and
call.
it's like
Yeah.
3 hours later they're drinking bottomless mimosas on the beach.
Uh-huh.
Like it's like what
Yeah.
Or the bar we were from at McGregor's.
McGregor's. We
Anything
have
with a Mick.
Like where we used to live, like there was a bar at McGregor's and like it was like the central of like the downtown. And everybody and their goddamn mother that worked at a bar in downtown would go to McGregor's because it was like more of like, you work in the industry, we got you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Like I was like, all right, cool. Nobody ever showed up to work the next day. It was like one of those things where it's like, that's why the whole like close like Mondays and Tuesdays are like there now. It like gives you a couple days to recover.
They're like, all right,
You know, I don't
guys.
see the after party. Remember how like shown years, but remember 10, 15 years ago, like everyone would stay after a half hour, almost every shift.
I was gonna say at least an hour.
At
Like,
least
it-
an hour. Like as soon as you cleaned up, you had a beer, you hung out, you put on some music,
Yeah,
talking
bullshit.
about, oh my God, you see this one guy, he was in there with his wife and his girlfriend's at home type of thing. Nowadays it's like 3 o'clock, everyone's ready to go. 2 o'clock, they're packed up, ready to go. Like the quicker they can get out of there now, even for you at 9 o'clock, they're ready to go.
yeah.
It's like I would be the person to say that like I drive to work, I rush home from work. like
Just as fast as you rush to work.
yeah,
Like,
like
I think
if not even faster.
Yeah, a bit
like I'm
faster.
like, my bed is calling me. Let's go.
You
I'd
live
say
at
the-
work and visit home.
Yeah,
I say the
live at-
after parties are the after, I don't call them parties, but the after hangouts are gone.
Have you?
I would say it's not really a thing anymore, but like it's like you have that like good group of people that you're like, I'm like, what are y'all
Yeah.
doing after this? I'm like, what time is it? It's let's go buy a bottle. Well, and at my place, like
You
know
know
what
how many times
I
I've
mean?
seen the
Yeah.
sun come up with staff?
Oh yeah.
God, so many.
So many over the years. Like
Yeah.
so many. Like you open the door at the nightclub, you're like, oh my God. Just like the light coming right in your face. And you're like, dude, it's 7:30 in the morning. You want to do McDonald's?
Yeah.
We'll go grab bottomless mimosas before we go home.
Literally.
We So after a shift, it was just a random day, and McDonald's was doing Monopoly.
Yes. Yes.
So we're there's the whole staff that work that day. We're all just sitting there. We're drinking. We're having a great time. It's like 6 a.m. Because we started at 3, 4. It's 6 a.m. and then we're like, oh my God, Monopoly.
I got a
You
free
know,
medium
there's
fry.
got. You know what? Let's go get some pieces. So we went up and we were like, well, how do we? What has the most pieces? Well,
Egg
for
McMuffin
like the
had, like,
cheapest
2.
price. And then the kid's like, what? I'm like, I want to pay little money for more pieces. It's like,
So like the Egg McMuffin had 2, where the bacon, egg, and cheese only
It's
had
like the
1.
large fry had
so
3. Like,
this year, I don't know if it's any year, but this particular year, the hash brown
oh.
was the cheapest thing that got a Monopoly piece. You would, I wish I had a camera to take a picture of his face when I went up and said, I need 300 hash browns.
Holy shit.
He said, what? Like, I have 300, I want 300 hash browns.
Them hash browns good when
And
they're
he's
crispy.
like, are you serious? I'm like, I don't even want all that. I want the pieces.
Did you get the 300 hash browns?
So he says, no, I'm going to make you the hash browns if you're paying for it.
Good guy.
So we got 300 hash browns.
How many of those
Did
did
you
you
get
eat?
hot picante and ketchup?
You
don't
know what really pissed me? 300 game pieces, right? We got like a free fry, free soda. Didn't win a fucking thing.
Not Park Place and all that? Nothing?
We got some of it, but we completed nothing.
Did you ever notice how like you never hear anybody winning those?
Dude, I say that all the time.
Yeah.
Y'all remember on Disney Channel they used to do like the D-Animals commercials?
Oh,
and
the
it'd be like,
Danimals, yeah.
and they would like win like cruises. I never heard of anybody actually
Hang out with
winning
Zach
those.
and Cody for a
Yes,
day.
literally.
Yeah.
And then
No.
nobody's ever come forth and be like, this was my experience. Like we're all at the age now where it's like, all right, let's talk about it.
Have you guys seen the McDonald's burger that they had for like 20 years and it looks the same?
Yeah.
It's
Uh-huh,
the
yep.
fucking even move.
Yeah, that's kind of wild
The
to
pickles,
me. Like it
the
really like
burger, the
puts in perspective
patty.
like what
Yeah.
are you putting into your body? I don't give a fuck as long as it fills
Delicious.
me
You're
up.
putting 300 hash browns in your body and and a free fry.
Even though-
Seriously, what did you win? Like 4 free fries and a Big
Yeah,
Mac?
it wasn't much. It like stupid.
Well,
But
that's how I feel about the coupon system
like
now.
fast
Because
food
like I'll
lottery.
get like a coupon, it's like a 50-cent
Yeah.
like double cheeseburger. I'm like, hell yeah, like 50
like-
cents. Like I'll pay 50 cents any day.
yeah, we all literally took our money from that night and put it together. You know, it wasn't all of our money, but you know, I don't
Everybody throwing
remember how
$50
much.
or
Everyone
something.
put in something, and we came
How
up
much
with
was that?
300.
It's $300.
$300 is in the hash browns.
Because they were what, dollar
Well,
hash
I
browns?
was
I
just say
think
they were
so.
$1 a piece
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah.
You're like,
Now they're like $3
he must have
and
been standing there
45
going, what a
cents.
dick.
Dude, he looked at me like, you can't be fucking serious.
He's like, fuck, I was just about to clock out, dude. Come
In the
on.
back, like, yeah, the drunk people really do want 300 hash browns.
Good order.
Here's the receipt. Like,
Yeah.
let me give every sauce in the book with that.
You ever bought some, besides those, you ever bought some with the game pieces? Like lottery?
No. Have you?
Hell yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
What?
What'd you get?
Like game pieces?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Off the monopolies?
Like bought something, bought like something you didn't want just for the piece.
Yes. So
Oh,
like
I've done that.
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't gone on eBay
like,
and
I've
bought
done,
a
like,
piece.
the whole like large drink and like I would get like personally favorite meal, Big Mac meal, extra mac sauce, extra onion, like
Love that.
Extra breath mint.
yeah.
exactly.
Or the,
And
The
I would
Szechuan
order a
sauce.
large meal because I knew everything came with 3. So it was like 3 on the large,
Uh-huh.
3 on the Dr. Pepper, and 3 on the burger. And I would go back around the line and then get food for my siblings. Like
Big Mac, Big
and
Mac.
be like, "Ah, this is out of my own pocket tonight. You guys should love me.
Yeah, I'm doing this out of the kindness of my heart, not
Literally.
for your Monopoly
after
pieces.
you won the 2 cheeseburgers, the
Hell
large
yeah.
fry, and the soft drink.
Hell yeah.
Dude, I remember back in my day, I was in
Slim
in high
pickings out
school
here.
playing football, and that's when like Rick and Morty had just came out, and they had that Szechuan sauce, and it was like we kind of overlooked it back then, but now you go on eBay, a Szechuan sauce unopened from McDonald's is like $200. You know, it's fucking.
Speaking of 50s, have you ever used coupons?
Yes.
No.
I have.
I used to pull them off the
never.
Publix line. You know what
I
I'm talking
have
about? Like when you
never-
walked into Winn-Dixie.
coupon lady?
I grew up in a clearance household.
I have
All right,
never
fair.
gone to
Like-
a restaurant and used a coupon.
Oh, I have. I went
I've
to
getting
Zaxby's the other day and I said I had a 5 free zingers on $10 and over. I said,
I have never.
Scan.
That's funny. I have never used it. The buy one get one frees and the hey buy two try 2
Yeah.
entrees, get an appetizer, get dessert free. Never used it.
I mean, technically,
I never thought. I never think it's being in the business.
It doesn't add
Yeah.
up.
It doesn't add up for me.
You're still
you have
giving
to
them,
like, well, I will say like being in the business, it's like, especially since like being mostly a server, it's like since I've worked in a restaurant, like you look at it and you're like, all right, like let me do the math. So this is like 10% off. Like it's not even worth it. I might as well just buy the whole thing.
well, with
but
the
then
high end prices,
you look
you're
at
paying
it,
regular.
where it's like I said the other day, like we went to Zaxby's just like on a whim and I was like, shit, I have a coupon. I'm gonna use that bit. And it literally was like spend $10 and get 5 free zingers. So I got like a chicken sandwich meal, medium.
It was more than that.
It was, but like it was like 5 free zinger. Like their 5 zinger meal was like $14.99, and
Yeah.
I was like, I got a large fries, 4 zingers, and 2 pieces of toast.
It's
And
like spend 100 and get
for like
$3
for like
off.
literally like $17. I was like 2 meals for one. I
Think-
ain't complaining.
think about how genius McDonald's is, though, with that. So, all right, what's the best way to increase sales? Upselling, right?
Yeah.
So they're sitting in a board meeting. All right, how do we get them to supersize it or, whatever large? And it's like, okay, well, they sell it on
Yeah,
No.
eBay.
Dude,
They
look at
sell
Dude,
pieces.
eBay scares me sometimes.
That's a
I'm not
Szechuan
gonna
sauce
lie.
right there.
Is it even good?
It
I don't
tastes-
know. I
it
miss
tastes
their
like
signature sauce. They used to have a signature sauce, which was basically mac sauce.
$2.50. You get 2 of them for $25 there.
shit.
But think about it. Somebody
No wonder your
sat in a
eBay isn't
room
going anywhere.
and he was like, okay, we need to upsell.
Yeah.
Well, okay, let's pick something addicting. A game that's not going to be real,
Yeah.
where no one really wins any prizes because they put
But they're
one
gonna think they do.
somewhere in the world that went into a dumpster. But
Because somebody bought that large fry
Every
and threw
time.
that one boardwalk away, and there's only one.
I'll supersize it. I'll go large for Monopoly pieces every time, even if I don't want it.
Yes.
And
Do they still do the Monopoly?
I don't
Didn't
think so.
do. I don't think they
haven't
did it
seen
this
it.
Yeah,
year.
I-
When's
What
the
about
last
going on
time
the
they
inside
done
of,
it?
like, the
McDonald's?
Coke
Hold on. I think the
bottles?
last time they did it was COVID. Like right before
Yeah.
COVID happened, and then it was like everything. Like everything was closed for a little bit.
I don't think they've done it for
like,
4 or 5 years. Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
probably
It's
COVID.
been like 4 years. It's like
Yeah.
COVID, almost
You guys
5
remember
years.
the
like,
inside of like the Coke caps? They would do rewards
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
well. Like you would
Mountain
get a
Dew,
soda.
you get a free Mountain Dew,
you
free
get-
Bud
Yes.
Light, free
Yeah.
root beer, whatever.
Pepsi won that jet and then
Pringles
sued
used to do
Pepsi for
one,
them
and,
telling him no.
Right.
They made a
Yes.
whole Netflix documentary
What
on that.
happened?
Remember the Pepsi points?
Yeah.
A guy figured out how cheap it would be to buy all the Pepsis because they had a commercial and it was like a jet plane or something, and it was
Yeah.
like 5 million points. Like they put it something ridiculous, like you'd never attain. And somebody sat back and said, "Wow, I could buy that." I think it was a couple $100,000 that he had to buy in Pepsi. So he did. He bought the whatever
Spent
amount.
$400,000 for it.
Whatever it was, and then he had enough points, and Pepsi's like, "Oh no, that wasn't real," and he's like, "Motherfuckers, it was."
I would have seen.
And
So
I
what
think I'd have to watch the documentary, but I'm pretty sure they had to buy him the jet, or they had to give him like I thought they bought him the jet.
They should have just bought the jet.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like
I
the
mean-
whole D-Animals thing, like that goes back to like the animals. Like that's what we grew up on. Like being able to go with like the Sweet Life and Zach and Cody, like the whole crew, the cast, like
Hang out with Justin
high school-
Bieber.
like Justin Bieber, all that stuff. And
Baby oil and P. Diddy.
I went to
Yeah, I was just
wild,
hanging
by
out
the
with
way, wild. I saw
By
it
this,
on
you get
Twitter.
to ain't no party like a Diddy party.
uh-huh.
Saw it on Twitter.
The Odell. Yeah.
He with me for 24
I
hours.
I literally was like
It's
going
my
on Twitter
boy.
one day. It
He's
was like
like
the
12.
first video that popped up.
Whoa.
But like that's why it
jail.
goes back
Just
to
come
like no one's ever come out that they've won like the animals thing, which was like a thing when like we were kids and like the whole like go-gurt things, like everything like that too. Like we had all these like competitions that I would like beg my parents to buy so I could get the prize at the end of the box and put in the website, and nobody's ever come out that they've won it.
No.
And I'm like, this was a scam.
Oh, 100%.
No, there
I feel
wasn't-
bad for my
I don't think any of
parents.
them was a scam. Like the McDonald's thing, I never think it was a scam. Do I think they printed the $1 million? The one. Let's.
Oh.
Just, I don't remember what it was. I'm gonna make something.
Like
Let's
the
just
one
say
in a
the
million.
boardwalk in. Let's say the boardwalk was the one that you had to get to spend a minute. I think they printed for sure. Why would you not? But the one person that bought it looked at it and goes, "Don't know what this is." Tons of people bought fries that just threw it away, didn't care. Tons of people peeled it off and go, "Don't know what boardwalk is," and threw it away. So the chances that somebody actually gets the boardwalk that knows what it means, I think was slim to never.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
would have to like
Probably
read the
never,
article, read the fine print, like legal motor girl versus not a
Well,
tiny
they even came out and said it. The one was their Park Place or Boardwalk, whatever one. They only made one.
yeah.
There was one.
But it's like if you were that one, you were the one.
The Pepsi Jet guy was actually some case law. Like his case was the one that started this. He sued Pepsi,
yeah.
and they decided in court that it did not constitute an offer, and that no reasonable person would have believed that a company seriously intended to give away a jet worth $37 million for $700,000.
Wow.
700,000. That's what it was.
But that's
But he never got
that's
anything.
false
That
advertising.
sucks. It
Yeah,
is
that's
false
like- it's
advertising.
like,
Did you
hey-
say that's false advertising?
Because of this case, there is now case law evident that if you have a giveaway, there actually has to be
The giveaway.
you said.
But he didn't get nothing.
That's crazy. It's like, hey, we'll give you a house if you buy these.
Yeah.
And he
You
did
buy
exactly what he
it
said he
and
was
you're
going to
like,
do.
Yeah.
oh, we were kind of
That
joking.
would, but when was that? What year was that?
90s.
That wouldn't have flown now.
Hell no.
Well,
Tell
no,
you-
the law's in there
No, I'm
now
saying
protecting
if that law
it.
There's a-
wasn't, I'm
there's a
telling you,
plane
that
right
law
there.
wasn't in there, but that would have happened. They would have bought it. Oh, by the way, it was a fighter jet. I remembered it was not a. It was not like a.
No, it was a
was
fighter
a-
jet.
It was a fighter jet. It wasn't like they were going to buy you a private plane, 7-seater.
You thought it was gonna get like a fucking army-
I remember the commercial.
Yeah.
If you get 700 million, whatever, 7,000 pound,
Yeah.
you got literally like a Navy fighter jet,
yeah.
and that's what. Yep, that's what it was. I remember the commercial now.
Like what we left in.
And they're like
Where
three,
was
and they're
it?
what were they like, $30 million?
One of the
or
jets we
something?
left over in. What was it?
No, but if that
Yeah,
law
well,
if that
I-
law wasn't out now, and it happened this day and age, they totally would have made him pay it.
Oh, yeah, they would have made him
The
pay.
90s, they sided with Pepsi, and by the way, Pepsi's $1 billion company back then.
Yep.
You got Joe Schmo who sat on the couch.
You should look up the titanium dioxide and the little Debbie cakes. Same.
Yeah.
Longest introduction ever.
Right?
It's like the beginning of Annie.
Introducing the new Pepsi Stuff Catalog. Now, the more Pepsi you drink, the more great stuff you're going to get.
Sure beats the bus.
So the Pepsi jet was $7 million.
In a school with a leather jacket and the gun noises, and then you get a jet.
Uh-huh.
And what was
What-
each Pepsi? What was each piece worth a point?
I don't know. $700,000 is what he spent to get the jet.
Jeez. I mean,
Yeah.
And honestly, if a judge told me it wasn't real and I was out that 700 grand, I probably would have killed someone.
I would ask them at least to give me my money back plus time and
Yeah.
heartening
And
and
then just
pain
like
and,
the
and
energy.
suffering.
either
because-
reimburse me or give me the jet.
Because
Yeah.
that's what it says right on there.
mean-
But the jet, 700,000, you got the jet.
Yeah. No, like if I got nothing and I was out that 700 grand, I would have killed someone.
Well, it's like it's not like I just went out, woke up, and I said well, I'm gonna spend 700K to get a jet.
Yeah.
Like I got told if I spent this much, I would get a jet,
Yeah.
and then I spent that much, and they're like, oh.
I really can't believe they sided with Pepsi.
That was
That's
the world
wild
back
to
then.
me.
I mean, the corporations and businesses got sided with a lot, and it's changed to where now the person gets taken care of. But look at all these judgments. It's why our insurance is so high. these lawsuits and these insurance companies keep paying out all these bullshit lawsuits that,
It's easier.
a half a dum-dum could figure out how not to do it.
Look what just
Yeah.
happened with the kid that shot the CEO of Florida Healthcare,
Yeah,
or
United-
something like that.
United.
United Healthcare.
Yep.
I mean, shit. I mean,
Yeah.
there's like a whole
Wild.
plethora of that too. I think
Social
his
media
family,
loves him, by the way.
his
Which is
family
kind
was-
of like,
The guy who killed him?
yeah.
Yeah,
He's like
he looks like Joe
he's
from
like
You
a heartthrob
to me.
on social media. Like if you were to like go on TikTok right now and typed up Luigi first video, it's like a thirst trap of him.
Thirst trap is crazy.
Like I say that, like it really is. Like
Thirst trap.
Yeah. It was that I saw that on the news, disgruntled employee, because they were talking about it, and I was like, fuck, I need a raise.
Yeah.
Disgruntled employees out killing people now.
Disgruntled and angry bartender.
But I do have a question for you because, on the show, we do a skit called Come On, Karen.
okay,
Now, you've been in the industry. You're behind the bar.
yes,
You get to deal with the dumbest of them all.
yes.
You get to deal with the late night. I'm just got my ID, and I had never drank before crowd
Yes.
sometimes. So, I want your best. Come on, Karen.
Come on, Karen. Come on, Karen.
What is like that person that just like, holy shit, did you really just say that? Or just ask that? Who has been ludicrous?
I literally had somebody the other night, like this past week, and they came in and it wasn't my regular, like I said, like I'm very new to like the business or Streamline. And so it's like everyone that's been there has regulars. I don't have like a foundation of regulars yet, but like I do meet other people's regulars and I get cool with them.
Yeah.
And the other night I had one of our coworkers regulars come in, and she was leaving and I was taking over, and I was like, you know what? I was like, like he's having a good time. Like I'm not gonna like, you don't have to leave. Like I'm here too. Like
Yeah.
one of those things. And it became like one of those things where it's like, are you drunk or are you drunk? Like let me know, because the way it came about it was super respectful. Like it's always about how you come upon it and how you not escalate the situation, but how you like confront it yourself. Because the whole point of like, being with somebody that's a Karen or you're cutting off somebody is to not escalate the situation any more than it has to be.
Yeah.
And like I don't want my manager to get involved, and I don't want my security officer to get involved, but it's like one of those things where it's like it's a respect thing.
Yeah.
So he came up the other night and it was cool. Like we were chilling, talking trash about, me being the whole like bar manager there and everything like that. And it like I said, it's not my first manager position.
No.
Like I've done this before. Like it's not something I haven't done before. So it's like, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, well, she's new. Like, who is this girl? Like,
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. It's like, cool. Another McUltra ? And it came to a point where she left. She had closed him out. I said, that's your regular. You take it. Like, I don't want to take your regular, like this, that, and the fourth. And I'm sitting there, and he's like, can I get another McUltra? I'm like, you know what? Sure. Like, why not? And I'm like, do you want to close out or keep it open? And he's like, well, keep it open. I said, perfect. I said, can I just get a card to authorize it? And he's like, well, I got a card that doesn't work. I said, so are we closing it or are we keeping it open? And he was like, he threw the card on the bar. And I was like,
all right. See
all right. Like I'm picking up on context clues, but like I said, like I'm not trying to escalate the situation any more than it has to be. And, I run the card and like, unfortunately, like it's not authorizing it. Do you have a different card? If you want to keep it open, that's perfectly fine. But I just, I need a different card. Yeah. And he's like, well, I don't have a different card. I'm like, okay, perfect. So we're going to close out. I'm like, your total, I think it was like $6.24. I'm like, your total $6.24. He was like, I got all this money sitting in my wallet right now. I'm like, great. So are we closing out? I'm like, great. So are we closing out or keeping it open? And he like threw $100 bill on the counter. I was like, okay, well, thank you. So I closed it out, and out of respect, I'm like, since it was a big bill that you gave me, I said, would you like big bills or little bills back? Because it was a decent amount of change back. Like I said, his totals was like $6 basically. Yep. And basically he was like, I don't give a fuck what you give me. I wasn't here for you. And I was like,
jeez,
excuse me? And so
it's the guy with the dog and shit, right?
Yes. Yeah. And so I give him his, like, you know, his change back and everything like that. And then it just became a problem from then on. And I was like, personally, like, I don't feel like serving you anymore. I was like, you know, you have disrespected me since the moment I walked in. Other people that work here that I've walked in and come up to get a drink after their shift, you have disrespected since you walked in. You know, I allowed your dog to be up here in certain circumstances because he was the only other person I had at my bar, and I was like, you know, he's chilling, having a good time. Like, why mess ruin with it? Yeah. And he just became super disrespectful, and I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm finished serving you. You know, if you want to come back later, a little bit more calm down, that is perfectly fine with me. But I am not serving you anymore until the calmness is there.
So he's not your regular anymore?
No, he wasn't even mine. Like, I just, like, was taking over because he didn't want to leave yet. And he, like, from the moment I walked in and, like, the shift changed over, like, even in front of the other girl that was there before me and in front of several people that also worked there, sitting at the bar was blatantly disrespecting.
What kind of beer was he drinking?
Mick Ultra.
Okay.
And, you know, he had ordered like a 1942 shot, which, like, out of respect up there, we do plastic just because it is a safety hazard because it is a rooftop. And I went out of my way to go get him a shot glass, a glass, because it is a 1942 shot. It's about roughly like 35,
32, somewhere around there.
Like $35-$40 a shot. So I was like, you know what? If you want to take it out of a real glass, I have it for you. Like, don't stress about it. Like, I'm going to do that for you. And so I ran all over Hell's Half Acre to find a shot glass for him to literally not buy anymore because I was continuing to serve him. Like, she was leaving and I was going out. And I was like, you know what? It's fine. It's whatever. Like, you know, I do my part to keep it calm in a bar and keep it respectful. And like I said, not even myself, but like even, you know, the other coworkers that I have, like, I never want them to feel uncomfortable in a situation. Like, I am not afraid to cut somebody off. Like, I will serve you water and hope you drink it. Like, it's like one of those things where it's like, a lot of people don't have that though, where it's more of like, you have to assert yourself in a certain way to make it not come to a battle between the bartender and a customer.
I think he got cranky because he first got there and it was you and Bree, and then you like one left, he got left with one.
Yeah,
so
he
the
did.
good
And
saying
like,
is, you know, every one good man deserves two good women. So
but I will say,
I was
like,
gonna say I don't think my wife will agree.
But I will say that, like,
it's Christmas.
Like, being so young, like I don't know if it was mentioned, or like, I'm freshly 21, but I bartended since I have been 18, but I've been in the restaurant since I was 14. So like, I've been through every single position that you could probably go to in the front of house before like I became a manager. And a lot of people lack like responsibility.
Yep.
Like, it's a big thing, especially people my age. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, like, I would rather like take the heat for somebody and make sure that they still make money, including myself. And a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people's like there for themselves, but you can't make it in this world if you're not a kind-hearted. Like, it gets used very.
You have to be a team player.
You have to be a team player, and a lot of people aren't, and everyone's just out here for themselves. I'm like, well, I hate to tell you this, but like, you're not going to get anywhere if you don't have the help. So like, let me help.
I feel like a lot of people either run from something or try to claim it for themselves. They
that's what I'm saying. Like, as soon as it gets hard,
team.
they run away, and that's not how it works. Like, I say this all the time. Like, like I said, I've been in the restaurant since I was 14. Like, I started the workforce when I was 13, but in a restaurant at like 14.
Yep.
And it's one of those things where you have to realize when you work in the restaurant industry or bar industry or anything like food and beverage in general, there is off seasons.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of people take off season as like, well, I'm not making money anymore. I can't afford to live, which is, it can't be true. Like, I can't afford to live anymore, but that's where, you know, you figure it out and maybe don't leave everybody else for hanging. Like, I don't think I've ever left a job on bad terms, as in a sense of like, I have enough respect for myself and enough respect for them for giving me the time and the learning that they gave me
Yep.
to put in 2 weeks and work out my 2 weeks.
Some
Like,
people I feel like want the outcome without putting the work in
Do
as
you
well.
do you let people work the 2 weeks?
Yeah, it depends. I had this is not too long ago. This is like a month ago. I had an employee that was apparently just out of nowhere moving to another state and was like, hey, my last day's tomorrow. Cool. Like, no
shit.
notice.
yeah.
Awesome. So, okay.
2 week notice who?
That's
you
like
know.
a big respect thing for me too.
Dude,
Like
that's
you
funny.
get,
So
You
here's-
fire them, they right away, but they have to give you 2 weeks notice.
So here, get this. So 3 days later, she comes back and she decided not to move. And she asked to be back on the schedule. So, well, I'm going to give you a little lesson in adulthood. I was like, when you're leaving a job, you give a 2 week notice.
out of respect.
If you don't, you burn that bridge. So no, I will not be putting you back on the schedule. I've already replaced you.
But she was mad at you.
Yeah.
That's like
they
a
get
big
mad
thing.
at
It's
you
like-
like it's your fault.
It's like I will never be like if like I say this too. Like I think Florida's a state where you don't have to have like a probable cause.
It's
to
a
fire.
right to work state, right to hire, right to fire.
Yeah,
Right to-
that's
yeah,
how I say. I
exactly.
would say.
Yeah.
So like even when like a job, like I can't sit here and say that I have left every single job I have. Like I've always like there's a couple jobs where I've had issues at, and it's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, I'll take a let go. Like you know what, it wasn't working for me. It wasn't working for them.
Yeah.
It just happens. Like it's
Mutually part, call it a day.
well, that's what I'm saying. It just happens. Like nobody's. You can't sit here and tell me that nobody's ever been fired from a job before. Like it
Like-
happens quite often, especially in Florida, because like we were just talking about, like it's not a probable cause, state. Like you don't have to have a reason.
I didn't think I was ever fired, but I was.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I've
You've
only
been
been
fired
like,
from a job?
I did get fired from
I've
one
only
What
job.
been-
job?
All right, so sorry to cut you off.
no, you're good. Go ahead. I'm ready to listen.
I was working for AT&T. I was selling
Ooh.
cell phones, and it was corporate. So
Oh,
like
okay.
I had, there was late things, and it's football season. I was late on Monday a lot.
Yeah.
I like to drink on Sundays. I
Watch the
told her, I
game.
said, Gail, we wouldn't have this problem if you just stop scheduling me on Mondays. And she was like, well, Joe, I gotta schedule you. I was like, all right. And Gail was amazing. I love Gail. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, Joe, you're on a final written. You're late one more time in 6 months. I gotta fire you. And I was like, Gail.
Sure enough,
She's like,
the following Monday.
no, I pulled it together for 6 months. I wasn't late. So we get done work, me and my buddy John, and I'm like, dude, let's go. Let's go to the bar. He's like, what? I'm like, my 6 months is up, dude. I can be
chilling.
late tomorrow and it's fine. I said, let's go to the bar. Let's get hammered. So I'm like, I'm going to show up late. So we did. We went to the bar. We drank till 4 a.m. I was scheduled at 8 or 9. I can't remember what time we went in. I get in there, and I was like 20 minutes late, half an hour late, and I'm probably still drunk, to be honest. Joe, you got to come in here. I'm like, I know, Gail, I was late, but guess what? I'm not on a final written anymore. She goes, Joe, you don't even fucking count right. You were off a final written tomorrow. I said,
Dead.
oh. She's like, yeah, I got to fire you. I was like, well, shit.
So one more day, you would have been
I
fine.
would have been fine.
you miscounted.
You took it
You
too
miscounted
early.
your
And it
6
was
weeks.
corporate,
Hot, or
so
the
there
head
was,
was too hot.
Yeah. It's done.
What was the company?
AT&T.
ACT.
Oh, AT&T.
Yeah.
So
She
one,
actually cried when she fired me. 'cause
one
she
more
didn't want
day,
to.
you would have been fine.
Yeah, I would have been fine. She told me that one more day, you would have been fine.
Tomorrow, you could have been late, but not today.
I would have been like, you can't lean it a little bit. I'm like, fuck.
Super strict.
I'd have been like, I did the math on my end. Does y'all have different math
Then
on
you
your
went out
end?
to the bar and drank that night, didn't you?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, everybody always does.
I had a new job in like 20 minutes. And
Yeah.
Right. You were selling for Verizon.
made a phone call. I was like, hey, I need a job. They were
Can
like,
you
okay.
hear me now?
Start tomorrow. Start tomorrow. I'm gonna be late, but no problem.
No problem. Well, yeah, I'm never really late anymore. Very rare for me. I usually stay on time. It was not. When I was younger, it was a lot. I remember one time when I was selling cell phones at Verizon. Funny you say that. I came into work and I had been drinking a little bit the night before, and I
little
didn't
hungover.
Yeah, I didn't realize it's so disgusting. I don't even know if I should tell this. It's terrible, but fuck it. I got drunk and I had to go to the bathroom. I went and first off, I woke up in the morning and I was late to work, and then I just threw clothes on real quick and went to work. And when I got to work, I realized something had been horribly wrong and I had to go home. Here is why what went horribly wrong. I apparently, from my investigation from the night prior when I got home from work, I went into the bathroom and there was stuff all over. And then I realized that was the stuff that was on me. I guess I had sat down to go to the bathroom and I never lifted the seat. And I'm guessing from the look, it scared me. And I jumped up and I went into the shower curtain and pulled that down and then rolled around in the tub with the shower curtain. Finally got out. The shower curtain ended up in the living room, and then I just went to sleep. And I woke up late, and I said, holy shit, I'm late. And I just threw some clothes on, and I went in, and I got there. And the owner looked at me and goes, what the fuck? I'm like, what do you mean, what the fuck? I'm fine.
YOLO.
I had to go home and shower, wash my clothes, clean my house.
That was a big YOLO.
On that note,
Yeah.
Wow.
great episode.
Yeah.
For the new year, new me, new gym, new bartending, new cleaning houses.
Yeah.
I'm dead.
We appreciate you coming on the
Yeah,
show.
of
Where'd he go?
course.
He left. That is the poo
Bathroom.
story.
Exited real quick.
Well, thank you for coming on. We appreciate y'all listening. Check out our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and Spotify at Somewhat Tipsy Pod. Appreciate y'all. Thank you.